Welcome to the 14th step.
Like and subscribe. Get notified for recovery-related stuff every week, and help us to share the message.
Triggers.
Triggers.
And it ain't just Roy Rogers' horse.
Triggers are one of those things where I don't know about triggers. If you were to take an addict and be like, list your triggers, that list would be so long that it doesn't even really mean anything after a while. It's just being alive is the trigger to make you want to, like, you lose something and you want to get high, and then you find it and you want to get high. So it's almost like everything. I think the big ones, though, are like phone numbers in your phone. Okay. Delete the numbers. If you don't want to delete the numbers, then that's a reservation.
Gotcha.
Driving some of the same routes where you drive past that store or that bar that you usually stop at. Change your route, because that will trigger you. That will bring back that image or that smell or taste or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
The big ones I think are good to look at. Learning a coping skill for that. I was working with a guy who he had to drive past the store, the same store that he bought his beer at every single night after work. That would be his downfall every time, because his car would just turn into the store.
Magically.
Yes. What he did was he called his sponsor every night for a while, right when he would leave work. And he would find that if he was on the phone, he could drive past the store.
Wow. Well, that's pretty smart.
Yeah, so little things like that. We need to think about kind of creative ways to get around some of this stuff and distract ourselves from these triggers long enough to where we can move past them, and then they'll die down.
But I guess the key to that too is, we've talked about this before, if there's some little subtle triggers, you have to change stuff, right? So you don't come across those.
You got to change as much as you can. It's hard sometimes because people go back to the same home where they were, and like I like what you've said in previous podcasts, is like, redecorate your room. Do what you can. Move at least, if you can't redecorate it, move the furniture around. Change as much things as you possibly can,
so it feels like a complete restart.
So it feels like you're kind of being reborn into this new life.
You have to be.
Yeah, you really do.
You really do, because then you're inevitably going to make those new things ingrained in habits, because we're humans. We get used to things. We get in this process. So you have to get out of the old one and make new processes, because you'll pick it up pretty quick.
I don't know if this is true, but I've read it that like 95% of your thoughts are the same as they were the day before. And so this is stuff that's ingrained, like you said.
Yeah.
And we have to kind of hack it a little bit and get some new stuff in there.
Yeah. Very good.